Meet Spud, a model battery in this incredible system, faithfully exchanging his best years for digits in a banking app. The glitch is, these digits aren't money. They're just a permit to play a game whose rules were never explained to him. While the experts on TV juggle terms like liquidity, Spud is quietly being processed into a resource. Let's break down the 5 concepts this simulation runs on. Inflation. Spud found a stash he'd been hiding for 5 years. In his head, it's still a full cart of groceries, but at the register, it turns out it's barely enough for a burger. No soda included. This is inflation in its purest form. Most people think prices are rising, but the reality is your money is melting. Currency is a perishable good. If you just hold onto it, you're trying to grip an ice cube in the middle of a July afternoon. While Spud cheers at the stable number in his account, his purchasing power is evaporating. Inflation is the invisible tax on those who trust their mattress. Tax? Your mandatory subscription to a service called Society, and there's no unsubscribe button. Spud thinks he earns 100% of his paycheck. Cute. In reality, Spud works from January to May exclusively to pay for the roads he uses to get to work and the lights in the office where he's being squeezed dry. This is the largest expense of your life, taken before you even get to smell the cash. The ultimate irony? The harder you work, the bigger the bite they take. The system doesn't like it when batteries charge too fast. Currency. Spud looks at the bill in his pocket like it's a holy relic. But let's be honest, it's just a candy wrapper whose value relies entirely on the government's pinky promise. Currency is nothing more than a social contract. We all agreed to believe these scraps of paper are worth something so we don't have to trade cows for televisions. The problem is that the supply of cows is limited by nature, but the supply of currency is limited only by the imagination of the guys at the central bank. Currency isn't a way to store wealth. It's a game of hot potato, a temporary tool you need to pass to someone else before it turns into ash in your hands. Value. Price is what they deduct from you. Value is how much energy you get back in return. Spud constantly confuses the two. He buys a status item worth 3 paychecks just to impress people he doesn't even like. It's financial masochism. Corporations spend billions to hardwire a lie into your brain. More expensive equals more valuable. But value isn't a logo on a piece of fabric. Value is a tool that saves you 10 hours of life, or knowledge that ensures you're no longer the employee of the month in someone else's game. If a purchase doesn't bring you freedom, it's not an asset. It's just another link in your chain. Time. Your only non-renewable asset. Time is the one thing you can't buy on credit. Your boss isn't buying your Excel reports. He's buying your peak hours, the time when your brain is actually capable of generating ideas, rather than just picking which show to binge before bed. He drains your charge. And at 6 p.m., he hands you back a dead shell that only has enough energy to order food through an app and pay the laziness tax. If you're left with 0 at the end of the month, it means you traded 160 hours of your only life for food and rent in a concrete box, just so you'd have the strength to go back to work again. That's not a career, Spud. That's a recharge cycle. Economics isn't about charts in the news. It's a battle for who owns your morning. You can keep being a model citizen of the simulation, charging someone else's dreams with your time. Or you can start understanding the mechanics. Freedom doesn't start when you buy a Ferrari. It starts when the cost of your existence in this world is no longer paid for by your boss. The choice is yours. Either you understand the rules or the rules understand you.